This WZRELB 3500 watt 120/240 volt inverter acts like a translator for electricity. It takes the 24 volt DC power from batteries. Then, it changes it into the 120 volt or 240 volt AC power that most home devices use. This is like changing from one language to another so everyone can understand. The WZRELB 3500 watt 120/240 volt inverter makes a very clean wave of electricity. This clean wave is called a pure sine wave. It is important because some devices, especially sensitive electronics, need this smooth power. Modified sine wave inverters make a choppier wave, and some devices might not work well with that. The WZRELB 3500 watt 120/240 volt inverter has many outlets. There are 5 AC outlets, so you can plug in many things. It also has a hardwire terminal. This is like a more permanent connection for bigger power needs. The inverter is also efficient. It can turn up to 91.6% of the battery power into usable AC power. This means less power is wasted, and your batteries can last longer. It helps avoid interruptions to your power. This WZRELB 3500 watt 120/240 volt inverter is a helpful hub for your off-grid power needs. For a user looking for reliable power, the WZRELB 3500 watt 120/240 volt inverter is a strong choice. It can handle up to 3,500 watts of continuous power. It can even handle a surge of 7,000 watts for a short time. This is useful when devices like refrigerators or power tools start up. The WZRELB 3500 watt 120/240 volt inverter provides the info you need to power your life when you are not connected to the regular power grid. It's like having a portable power plant, ready for your orders. Pros: 3500 watt continuous power, 7000 watt peak power, 24 volt DC to 120 volt 240 volt AC, split phase output, pure sine wave, 5 AC outlets, hardwire terminal, high efficiency up to 91.6%. Built-in soft starter, high surge capability, powers demanding loads, 2 120 volt AC circuits. Each 120 volt supports 1750 watt, one 240 volt universal plug, supports 120 volt and 240 volt out. LCD for voltage display, silent cooling fan, multiple protections. Cons: might not handle all surge loads well, DC cables may be undersized, potential for RFI interference, display may have periodic shutoff, neutral ground bonding unclear, 240 volt plug could cause 120 volt device damage, instant power output reported, some report low voltage shutdown issues. Features: 3500 watt continuous power, pure sine wave output, 24 volt DC to 120 versus 240 volt AC, split phase inverter, 5 AC outlets, hardwire terminal, high efficiency up to 91.6%, 7000 watt peak power, built-in soft starter, LCD voltage display. This WZRELB 3500 watt inverter changes 24 volt battery power into standard 120 volt or 240 volt electricity, like what you have in your house. It makes clean, pure sine wave power, which is good for sensitive electronics. You can plug in up to 5 devices with regular outlets, and it also has a place to wire it directly. It's very efficient, meaning it doesn't waste much power. Up to 91.6%. It can handle big power needs for a short time, up to 7000 W, and starts your devices gently. A screen shows you the voltage. This WZRELB 3500 watt inverter changes 24 volt DC power to 120 volt or 240 volt AC power in a split phase. using a pure sine wave for clean energy. It can continuously provide 3,500 watt of power and handle peaks up to 7,000 W. It has 5 AC outlets and a place to connect wires directly. It's quite efficient, reaching up to 91.6%, and starts gently to protect devices. It can power many things. With two 120-volt circuits that can each handle 1750 W. And a 240-volt plug that works with both 120-volt and 240V. An LCD screen shows voltage. It cools quietly with a fan and has several safety features. However, it might struggle with very high power surges. The DC wires might be a bit thin. It could cause some radio interference. The display might turn off sometimes. How it handles grounding isn't clear. The 240-volt plug could damage 120-volt devices if plugged in by mistake. And some users have reported inconsistent power or low voltage shutdowns.